waiting for it to say live, and there we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to EduMatch. So follow along with us on Google Plus at bit.ly/tweettalk48, as well as on Twitter with the hashtag EduMatch. We're having a chat in real time. So speaking of EduMatch, check out our website at edumatch.education. There's a form about maybe a third of the way down where you can sign up to be the featured person of the day, where we'll try to get you some shout outs on Twitter and get you all connected that way. So it's a great way to meet other people and connect with them over areas of similar interest. So just wanted to shout out the month of learning in July, where EdCamp Boxer and EdCamp Global will both be going on. But prior to that, just want to give a huge shout out to Ormy Board, who will be sponsoring our EduMatch meetup in conjunction with Ed Speakers at ISTE. So if you're going to be at ISTE and if you're watching this, then just give us a shout out at edu_match, and we'll be sure to get you in there for the meetup while space lasts. So tonight we are going to have live EduMatches in action. So is everybody ready? Woo woo! All right, so what we're going to do right now is that we're going to kick it off with some introductions. So let's drop the very first question, which is to please introduce yourself with your name, your location, your role, and anything else that you would like to say. So I'm going to go from my right to my left. So we're going to start first with Tracy. Oh, Tracy, you might be muted. If you could just... Nope, not yet. If you hover up on top of your screen and then click the microphone, the mute microphone. All right. So while you're doing that, I will put it in the chat box, and we'll work on this together. But while you're working on that, then let's kick it over to Dean, and we're gonna come back to Tracy.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dean Gainey. I am in Orlando, Florida, which is actually pretty sunny right now. You never know, though, it might rain any minute. I am a 10-year educator, so I'm my 10th year in the classroom, and certainly have seen many different types of kids, taught a lot of different kinds of kids, and serving multiple roles down in the state of Florida. So very happy to be here. Hello to everyone.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Dean. Let's go next to Stacy.
Hey, everybody. I'm Stacy. And my current role, last 2 years, I have been an instructional technology facilitator at the state, and before that, middle school science teacher. Go middle school! Love my middle grades kids. They're awesome, and I get to go from kindergarten all the way up to early college. So, when you're in a building, but one of the coolest things about being a tech facilitator is getting to see the whole range. So I'm really enjoying my new job.
All right, true indeed, true indeed. And Tracy is going to go out and come back in. So when you come in, then we will definitely have you introduce yourself. Cannot wait for that. All right, so this next question comes from Tracy, so hopefully she'll be back in time to answer it. But the question is, what has been the biggest positive impact of being a connected educator? So let's start with Stacy, and then we'll go to Dean.
Well, being connected is, I don't know how people, it's kind of like the internet, right? How did people teach before the internet? You remember the mimeograph machines with the purple and the smell and all of that? I think of being a connected educator of that same kind of thing, of I can't imagine not being connected. So it started for me with Twitter. And I got a Twitter account, right away, and followed, I think at the time, I followed Ashton Kutcher because, he was, he had the first person to have 1 million followers or something like that. And I did that, and I thought, why? I just looked at Twitter and thought, what in the world? And I just sort of let it lay there for a long time. And then I just decided, well, you know what? I'm going to use it for an educational reason. So I started following educators, and it sort of snowballed. And, middle school science, it's my thing, right? So if you look at my tweets, it is the classic exponential growth curve. Starts off really, really shallow, not a whole lot of activity, and then gradually just explodes. So I don't know if that answers the question exactly, but I can't imagine not being connected.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And Dean, what about you? What has been the biggest positive impact of being a connected educator?
Well, I have to say, having just experienced my first Ed Camp on Saturday, Ed Camp Magic here in Orlando, I feel like this question means a lot to me now because I had the awesome opportunity to be surrounded by educators, and not just educators from Orlando, but just educators from everywhere. And some of the people that I've even interacted with on Twitter, I got a chance to see live and in person, and I can't tell you the benefit that I've experienced. The motivating power of connection, the encouraging power of connection. It's very stimulating for me as an educator. All those things that I might have thought about or considered, it's almost like logs in the fire. You keep the fire burning. The more you interact with educators like that, think like you do, that are motivated and driven like you are. And I think about a chain, because the best example I can come up with right now. I think about a chain and how a chain is not a chain unless the links are connected. And as I always say, we're a lot of us are doing a lot of great things, but we are greater together. That phrase keeps rolling around in my mind. I might be able to do this, but when we join together, it's an amazing thing. So connection. It has been, I would say, a godsend for me. And I wondered what took me so long to get involved and to find everybody, but certainly it has been a revolutionizing thing to have come in contact with everybody that I have.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. And it was great meeting you yesterday at Camp Magic, and great hanging with the PLN of EduMatch, all the folks who were down there. Awesome. We took a lot of great pictures. So next, let's go to Tracy, and this is your question. So cannot wait to hear your answer. So the question was, what has been the biggest positive impact of being a connected educator, Tracy? Uh-oh, hopefully we did not lose Tracy. Okay, well, in the meantime, while hopefully we will get her unfrozen in a second, but I will say that for me, connecting has really, truly been my lifeline. When I began teaching, I came through alternative certification, and I didn't have the same kind of background as a lot of teachers do when they traditionally come in. So my learning curve was a little steeper than most, but through connection, through the power of connection, then that really took me to a whole new level in terms of my own teaching practice. And now it's not just about connections, it's about friendships. There's people that I talk to every day, and now they are some of my closest friends. So connection has just made all the difference in the world. So Tracy, let me see. Can we hear you? Can we get a mic check? It seems like it's still glitching a little bit, but hopefully we'll be able to get you on, because can't wait to hear your answer. So we will, when we can hear you, then we will ask you question 2. But in the meantime, let's move on to question 3, which is, what areas of education spark your passion? So let's start with Dean on that one. What are you most interested in?
I will say I love literacy. My interest is in multiple parts, but I am a language arts teacher is what I teach now to fourth and fifth grade students. So I love language, I love culture, I love being able to develop vocabulary. So ELA has become something that I have really dove into, probably even more so now than previously, because I'm focused on that in the content area. So that is definitely one thing that I'm excited about. Being that my master's degree is in instructional technology, technology is certainly a passion of mine, and now I'm going to have the opportunity to be able to exercise that more with a new role that I'm taking on next year. So learning how to engage students in technology and use it as a tool to get students to understand and sort of grow even more in the areas of that we teach. And then also mentoring, which I consider mentoring to be a really important aspect of at least developmental age, since I teach elementary school, and I have found myself becoming a mentor for certain students, whether formally or informally. So I think mentoring is a huge part of what I do, and I think it's a huge need for many reasons. And so that is also something that drives me. So, like underneath everything else, there's that mentoring component that really brings out, the passion in me.
All right, fantastic, fantastic. Tracy, can we get a mic check from you, please? Oh, no. Oh man, I can see your lips moving, but can't hear you. Oh my goodness. Can y'all hear her by any chance? Could just be on this end. No. Ah, sorry, Tracy. Sorry. If you could try to go out and come back in one more time, and the second you pop on, we're going to jump right to you. Okay? All right. Awesome. 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 All right, Stacy, how about you? What are your interests?
My current thing, I have a long list, but my current thing is using maybe less traditional technologies to reach out to the community. And so it started back a few months ago with Snapchat, right? And Snapchat, I've noticed, on on TV and everything, is now it's kind of gone mainstream. So as soon as it goes mainstream, I guess it's not going to be a thing anymore. But anyways, for me, it's a thing. So I guess the overall idea is that in public education, we in North Carolina especially. Tracy?
Hello? Hello?
Hey!
You hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Okay.
So, Stacey, if you can hold that thought for a quick second, we're going to come right back to you. I see that you've already muted yourself. All right. So, Tracy, if you could tell us what it has been the biggest positive impact of being a connected educator.
Being connected, not being isolated anymore. The whole idea, and this is, one of the gems that gets tweeted and retweeted around, that no one in the room is as smart as the room. And when the room has no walls, and the room is essentially the world of education and even non-educators, it's amazing what we can all accomplish together. So, and I've met some fantastic people. And to be able to bring that to my students, it's wonderful. And thank you, yes, Stacy and Dean, for bearing with my lack of connection while we're talking about being connected.
That is hilarious. All right, great, great. And while we have your audio working, could you tell us your areas of interest, your areas of educational interest?
I am truly passionate about interdisciplinary connections, which all kind of comes together. I teach French and Spanish, and I have a pet project involving bringing language teachers into interdisciplinary, particularly STEM projects, so that people understand that math, science are fantastic, but all of those ideas, you need language to express them. And we need to all be involved together in bringing these ideas together. And yes, there's all kinds of translation software and things that technology brings us, but that leaves out the nuance of human beings and cultural realities that people don't always understand. And that's an equal part of the human experience that we all have, but uniquely. So that's my passion.
All right, great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. All right, so Stacy, we're going to unpause you like a cassette tape.
Ah, that's hysterical. Yeah, I feel like I have a pause button sometimes. I also have a Google button right here. I say to my kids, so do you see Google? No, you cannot Google me. Anyways, so yeah, so my little phrase is meet them where they are, take them where you want them to be. And so with Snapchat, for example, I feel like, kids definitely, for better or worse, are on Snapchat. They're obsessed by it. And I know there are probably 15 other things but it's an example. And our parents, especially, our younger parents, are also on Snapchat. Because listen, if I'm on Snapchat, definitely our parents are. And so if they're already on it, then there are so many ways that we could use Snapchat to tell our stories, to to give a peek inside the classroom in a really, really simple and easy way. And one of the things we were talking about was, well, why use Snapchat instead of 15 other ways to take pictures or do a video or whatever? And the main reason for me is that that's where the people are. So why make them go to your website and to Google Drive if that's not where they are? If they are on Snapchat, and you can have them follow your teacher channel or your teacher account or whatever you call it, or your school, if you're an administrator, have them follow your school account. And you are walking down the hall and you see something cool happening, snap it, and then they put it into a story, and there it is, and it comes to their phone, and it opens up those doors so that the community can see all the awesome things that we're doing inside our buildings, which, when my kids were going to school, I sent them in that building, and, they came home, and what'd you do today? Nothing. What went on? And I'd have to pull it out of them. So, we don't have to do that anymore. One of the things that in 2001, I think I got my first projector. It was the size of a suitcase, and it sat on a cart, literally. And I had one internet connection, and I wrote a grant to get my own projector, so I didn't have to borrow it from the media center. And one of the lines I said in that grant was that having a projector and one internet connection, I could open up the world, literally the world, to my students. And now I feel like we can reverse it. We can open up our doors to the community and invite them in. And of course we have to be safe about it and all that sort of thing, but we have that power to do that. So that's my current passion.
All right, fantastic. Definitely making those connections also with our community and our parents. Absolutely. All right, so as you all have seen, those of you that are on the panel, I've been taking notes while y'all were talking because I'm going to take you all behind the curtain of the EduMatch of Oz, and we're going to look at how these connections are made with our person of the day. So I took some notes to see different themes that you all were talking about, just to pull them out. I pulled out about maybe 3 for each person. So starting with Dean, he talked about reading. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen, and when I share it, then you'll see the results of the different people of the day who have filled out our Google form starting back in 2014. So what we're going to do right now is this is how it works. I just do a Control F and search for a theme, reading, and then we'll see here that it'll come up with different people's names. So Dean, you may want to connect with Sandy Otto, who is definitely into reading. Let's see. Let's get you 2 more on that, and then we'll go to Stacy's. Let me see. Cindy Josselet is also into reading. And one more. Tatanisha Love is also into reading. She's based out in Maryland. So at T Loves Books. Those are 3. All right, so you have just been EduMatch Dean. Woo! All right, so we are now going to go to Stacy. So she was looking for community. All right, so we have Katie Ann Wilson, who is in Kansas. Do you know Katie Ann? Stacy?
I think I do. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So you all are.
6. Yep.
Yep, absolutely. So she is also into community. Let's see, Brad Henson in Denver, and one more, Alva Amaker is in. Actually, she's in my district. Great person to connect with. So ALA Maker 25. So you two have been EduMatched. Boom. Cynthia's favorite word. All right, and let's see. So with Tracy, then she was looking at cross-curricular connections. So let's see, cross-curricular. Okay, let's see. Someone in Maryland. Another great person from my district, Sue Brown 4-H. Susan Brown. She's into cross-curricular Maker Ed. Let's see. Let's look for your next one as well. French. Okay. Look, it matched you with yourself. How's that? How's that for an EduMatch? But Mr. Alexandre in Canada is a French immersion teacher who's looking to collaborate with French teachers. So Mr. J. Alexandre, and then one more. Let's see. You like STEM? I know there's a whole lot of STEM. It's about to light up like a Christmas tree. Ooh, look at that. Okay. Oh, and it turns out that he's also into STEM, so double EduMatch right there. But there's also Michelle Burke, who is in Florida. So quite a few people. So MJ Burke 11. So just for anyone who may be watching, if you want to be EduMatched, just fill out the form at edumatch.education and we'll get you some live EduMatches. Or if you just need somebody for like a question and you want to tweet us at edu_match and you want to say, look at, I don't know, gamification, then just do a search in the database and it'll bring it back to you. Alternatively, you can also search the database yourself with the people who have already been featured. And I will share my screen one more time, taking everyone to the EduMatch website. So my connection's a little slow tonight, a little slow, but if you go down to previous EduMatchers, then there will be a place here where you can see everyone who has already been featured on Twitter, and you can just kind of peruse this list for yourself. So this has about a little over 200 people, and it's being updated all the time. So once we feature somebody, probably the following week, then you'll be able to see them pop up on here. So that is another way to connect with people that you may be interested in speaking with. So, question to the panel: does anyone have any closing thoughts or words about being connected or EduMatch or anything of that nature?
Just do it.
I love it, the Michael Jordan approach or the Nike approach. All right. Great. Well, I definitely want to thank everybody on panel for being here tonight. Thank you to Dean. Thank you to Stacy. Thank you to Tracy. Y'all have been awesome. Thank you to everyone who's been tweeting with us, who's been watching, lurking, all different things. So we had our live EduMatch in action part 3. There will most likely be a part 4, so look out for that coming in September. The Twitter archive will be posted within the next probably 6 minutes or so. And in addition, this show will be available on iTunes. So come back next week. We're going to have a doubleheader. At 6 o'clock, we're going to be talking about equity concerning students in schools, as well as at 7 o'clock talking about LMS. So can't wait to see you all there. Anyone can be a panelist. Just leave a comment on the Google Hangout page. The first one for equity is bit.ly/tweettalk49. And the second one for LMS is bit.ly/tweettalk49A. All right, so everybody have a fantastic week. Thanks so much for tuning in.